How's it going, everybody? Iggy Garcia live from the hammock in my backyard. And Wonder Dog Lulu. Lulu, what you do? She's back there, garden house, as you can see. I just thought I'd stop in and say hi to everybody, see how everybody's doing. Doing pretty good here. Trying to just kind of wrap my mind around the week and the things to come. And all the beautiful things that we should be expecting in our lives versus just expecting things to happen. Sometimes we allow things to just naturally evolve. I think that is probably one of the best ways to move and navigate sometimes in a difficult time. Especially in a difficult time, because in a difficult time, sometimes we are limited in our capacity to move right, left, forward, front, and we try to do the best we can. Isn't that right, Lulu? Lulu agrees with me. And she's garden house because there's people there. She's going to be barking here in about 2 seconds. But anyhow, I just wanted to remind you here, there are 7.5 billion people on this earth. Of those 7.5 billion people, every single person has a dream, a desire, a goal, an ambition, a drive, something that moves them. But what distinguishes that person from the next person and the next person and the next? Well, it depends on how big that dream is and how big that desire is. Sometimes we don't understand that just a little push, just to go a little forward, would make a big difference. So many times we believe that our life is written in stone, and there's not much we can do. We're just destined to be where we're at. We're destined to experience the things we're supposed to experience. But we do have control to some degree of how we will experience life and how we will view it. But I'm going to view life out of a hammock today. I'm laying in here because this is a choice I made. This is the decision I made. And my puppy is here. She's not a puppy anymore. And she's chilling around with me, hanging out. And I'm pretty excited to just be able to share with you guys as I adjust myself on the hammock here. So that's what I'm trying to get at. You know, we all come into this world to some degree, I'm going to say some degree, with the potentiality to do greatness and do great things in this world. Now, a majority of us are born into certain families, certain situations that, you know, give us the advantage, give us the edge. But when babies are born, they're not born thinking, I'm going to be a millionaire, thinking I'm going to be poor, thinking that I'm going to be this or that. They're just ready to learn and be prepared to take on the journey ahead of them. They don't even know they have a journey to take. Most of us, when we get here, the only thing we're trying to do is survive, trying to eat, sleep, and repeat, you know, that process until we get to the places where we're taught and we're learning from the people around us. I'm a true believer that we can learn anything, we can do anything we put our mind to it. Because if you took a baby and you put it in any situation, if you took it to Russia, Peru, whatever, you know, they would learn the language, right? They would be forced, not necessarily forced, they would just be indoctrinated into the language. They would be indoctrinated into that way of life. So it's very possible, and we're very capable of learning and doing and accomplishing some really amazing things when we put our mind to it, when we put our desire to it, when we really think about it. So the cool thing about being human is that we all have a starting field, a playing field that's pretty even to some degree. Where it starts to change is in what situation we're born into, what our family's born into, what belief systems our family believe, what our family believes about themselves, and what our families believe about what life is, and what it means to be a human being, what it means to be this faction or that faction. And then that's how we learn. This is how we learn basic fundamentals of life from the people who come before us, our parents, our grandparents, our cousins, our uncles, our aunts, our nephews, depending how old they are. But that's what happens. We start to associate with new friends. The only time we start to move away from those things is when we start to create new relationships with new people. And that is the thing that's important, the relationships we foster and we make. But for a majority of us, our lives are dictated by the people who come before us. So the thinking sometimes we have has a lot to do with those who come before us. So it's super important to know that the thinking that you create for yourself and the thinking that you create for others is very important. It's very valuable. Now that you think about it, now that you probably didn't really realize it. But whatever you teach your kids, whatever you teach your friends, your family, whatever you teach others to teach and treat you, they'll do that. And so, onward and forward we go. Like in the Mind of Iggy. When I bring things to the floor, when I bring things to the topic, it's for us to think about it. It's for us to kind of just ponder and wonder. What if we could do something different? What if life, we could approach it differently? Well, we can. We can approach it differently. Will it take some work? Probably. Majority of the time, life will take work. And the thing is, when you don't know something, you can learn it. We're in a time of amazement. We're in a time of perpetual learning, perpetual information, technology right in front of us. For example, if you wanted to learn how to fix plumbing or do basic electric, you can go online. You could Google it. You can actually go on YouTube and watch someone do it. You can actually do a whole bunch of stuff. You can make kombucha. You can make beer. You can learn how to cook and bake. You can learn how to read. You can learn how to play the piano. You can learn how to play guitar. We're in the most advanced moment in history. And not that other times in history weren't advanced. They were advanced for their time period and what was going on and through the technology they had. Now we're in a very unique situation where we can actually learn things and not necessarily have a teacher, not necessarily have somebody present per se. In the old days, we had to drive or go and be part or pay somebody. But now we have so much information in front of us, I think we get overloaded sometimes. But anyways, there's no reason you can't learn something new. Now, will you become a doctor? Will you become a surgeon? Probably not. That probably takes specialized schooling. But you know what? That information is still online. That information is still there for you to access and learn and study. But anyhow, it's really cool where our lives have gone. Most of you who have children understand this topic because your kids now get on these phones, get on these pads, and they just turn them on like it's nobody's business, like it's second nature. My God, when we were growing up, our phone was connected to the wall, and sometimes you had some people on these messages would have to use the ones that you crank to get an operator. How far we've come. I had a rotary phone. I remember when a phone cost 10 cents to call someone. I had a quarter in my pocket in case I had to get picked up or if I was lost. But we had parameters. We had rules. Be home by dusk. As the sun starts setting, if you're not home, you were in trouble. But anyhow, just think about all the things that you could possibly do. We have an even playing field when we create one for ourselves. There is really no excuse to be or not to be in the situations we are. A lot of it has to do maybe with our capacity, our mental capacity, or how we handle things, the feelings and emotions. That could be a big issue. But in all, depending what you want to do with your life, I really believe that you are open and you're primed in the perfect situation to come into your own. Will it take work? Of course it will take work. Anything good takes work. And you know what? I know you can do this. And I believe you can do that. If you want to change the world, change your world. That's where it begins. That's how it starts. I'm Iggy Garcia. And I'm here in the Mind of Iggy, sharing my thoughts with you. All right, I will talk to you soon. Ho'oponopono, matakuyasan. What is above is below. Namaste, irisikwi. And aho. We will go home with that. Take care, my friends. I will see you next time on the Mind of Iggy. Check me on YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And just check me out on Spotify, in iTunes, and here on Instagram, and here on Facebook as well. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.